Good morning and welcome to Maryland Today. My name is Jeff St. Pierre, and joining me today is Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Baltimore Humane Society, Wendy Goldband. Wendy, welcome back to the show. Thanks for being here.
Well, thank you. I enjoyed being here.
Humane societies are something that we hear about, but maybe not everybody knows exactly what you do there. Can you give me a quick synopsis of what goes on at the Baltimore Humane Society?
Sure. Baltimore Humane Society is a private, nonprofit, no-kill animal shelter. We take animal surrenders, including cats, dogs, rabbits, guinea pigs, and other small furry animals, and we keep them until they find a home. We do not euthanize to make space. So any animal that comes to us, whether or not they need medical care or behavioral training, they will stay with us until we can find them a good home.
And where are you located?
We're located in Reisterstown on 1601 Nicodemus Road. We're on 365 acres. It's
That's
a
a lot.
beautiful
Yeah.
campus. So I recommend everybody just come out and visit and hang out for a couple hours because it's lovely out there. We've got beautiful grounds. You can walk around.
That's a massive expanse. How did you come about getting such a big piece of land like that?
Well, that goes back to our history. We were
Yeah.
founded in 1927 by a Pikesville debutante. She moved us over in the 50s to this property. And that's where we remain. But she's got some very stringent rules that were set down, and that land cannot be developed. It is a wildlife preserve.
Okay. That's fantastic that you're able to utilize all of that space for what you do there, because you do some
Yes.
great work. Speaking of work, though, you do have some great programs that you offer all the time. Let's run down a few of these things here. I know we were talking about before the interview, talking about these hikes that you do once a month. Tell me a little bit about that.
Right. Well, we are offering hikes with the veterinarian. So our medical director, Dr. Mary Zink, is a hiker in her private time, and she decided that she would lead hikes at the Humane Society one day a month. So the first Sunday of every month at 11 a.m., the public is invited to come. They don't have to let us know ahead of time. Just come on over.
Okay.
And we've been doing it since the winter out there in the snow.
Wow.
So you come on out, and we have wonderful trails that people can go on. You bring your dogs if you'd like, and you've got a free hour with our veterinarian to bend her ear a little bit as well. And we ask for a small fee, $2, but it's nothing.
And because you are a nonprofit, that's how you are able to provide the services that you do, is through donations from people and through fundraising efforts.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we cannot survive without the community support. That means everything to us. We don't get funded by any government. We're not part of animal control. We're not part of the local government. People sometimes think we are.
Sure.
We're not, and we are available for anybody who would like to use us. You don't have to live in the county. But we also don't get funded by the National Humane Societies either. People often think that we are. So if you want to make a donation, make it directly to us. It won't get filtered down if you go to the National Humane Society. We really rely on these donations. Those $5 and $10 donations are really our bread and butter.
This might be a loaded question, but how come you're not tied in with the National Humane Society? Why doesn't that money filter down to, say, your piece?
Well, that once again goes back to our history.
Okay.
When we were created in 1927, the name, I don't even believe the Humane Society of the U.S. existed.
Oh, okay.
So it just is sort of a confusion with the name more than anything.
Because I think I thought that too before we met and before we started talking here on this show multiple times now. I thought it was all tied in together. So you educated me on that.
Right. Now, they help us out with certain things and ideas and occasionally some support. We can get grants if we apply for them, but they're not always easy to get. But we are not a direct descendant, so you might say,
Sure.
of the Humane Society of the United States.
Before we move on to some other things that you offer there, where can people go to find more information and maybe make a donation themselves?
Just hop on our website, which is bemorehumane.org, and we spell that BMOREHUMANE.org. Hop on there, and we have a support tab where you can make donations. You can do one-time, monthly, recurring. You can sponsor a pet if you'd like. There's all sorts of things that you can do. We've got a great site.
It's always great to check back there periodically, too, because you do offer a lot of different programs that come up every so often.
Oh, yeah. And also on our website are our adoptable animals.
Oh,
and
okay.
we update them every single day. So if you see an animal on there one day, he or she is available for adoption. If you don't see it the next day,
He or
She's
she's
gone.
already been snatched
You're
up.
too late.
Well, some other things that you do all the time. Give me some updates here. What's going on there?
Well, we also have our low-cost veterinary wellness center and spay-neuter center, which is open to the public.
That's great.
All you need to do is either call us or email us to set up an appointment, and you can come on in. It's only for wellness, though. Really, the idea behind that is to help people out who wouldn't normally be able to afford their veterinary care for their pets. We want you to be able to hold on to your pet. We don't want you to have to surrender it. So if we can offer some veterinary wellness services that will help you keep your pet healthy and keep it in the home, that's what we like to do, and that's why we offer this.
Forgive my ignorance. When you say only for wellness, what exactly do you mean there?
So if your pet is sick, we would tell you need to go on to a full-service vet.
Okay.
But otherwise, you can come to us for spay or neuter, which we encourage everyone to do for every pet they own, so we can stop all the homelessness. We have our vaccinations, we give microchips, we give nail trimming, your regular physical exam, the yearly exam. You can even get your flea and tick preventatives from us.
Did I read that you offer bereavement groups? I know that losing a pet can be a very hard time in anybody's life, especially if you have a family and young children and things like that.
Yeah, well, most people don't realize we actually have a pet cemetery for the public. And we really are the only dedicated, shall you say, I guess, pet cemetery in the region. There's one up, I believe, in Gaithersburg as well. But it's a beautiful, beautiful pet cemetery. It's wooded, it's serene, and people can come and have their pets buried with us and have a lovely place to come and visit the cremains, whatever it is that they like. And we even do pickup, which is an issue for people. But losing a pet is very traumatic for a lot of people. Your pet is often a family member to you, and sometimes you're closer to your pet than you are to your husband or your wife. So the loss of a pet can be very traumatic, but unfortunately our culture doesn't necessarily have the sympathy for you as it would if it were your husband or wife.
Yeah.
So if you're mourning and you're getting teary-eyed 3 months later, people will often say to you, "Hey, it was just a dog or it was just a cat. Get over it." That's really not fair. So we offer a free pet grief support group. It meets monthly, the first Tuesday of the month at 7 p.m. And all we ask for that is that you RSVP.
And you can do that on the website, correct?
Well, actually, you would email us or
okay.
give a call. And the email is amazan, AMAZAN, at BeMoreHumane.org. But you can call us and let us know, and we'll get you over.
And you
to
can
the right
find
place.
contact information at BeMoreHumane.org as
Yes.
well if you want to get in touch with people there. Well, you got a couple programs that I do want to talk to you about, but first, I saw that you have something coming up very soon here. It's a walk, first annual walk. Why don't you tell me more about this?
Yes, we're very happy to announce the first annual Sarah Jane Orton Memorial Walk. It is being held actually by Sarah Jane Orton's family.
Okay.
It's really a very sad story. Sarah was a 5-year-old little girl who suddenly passed away from a rare viral infection.
Oh.
At the age of 5, when she turned 5 for her birthday, she told all her guests that she didn't want any gifts and that she wanted them to donate instead to us. She came to the shelter. We have a picture of her with all her collections that she got for her birthday gifts. And just a sweet, wonderful little girl. Not many children at that age would say, "Don't give me a present."
Sure, yeah.
So this lovely, selfless little girl unfortunately passed away several months later. Her family set up a memorial foundation for her. It's called the Sarah Jane Orton Memorial Foundation. You can find that on our website as well. They are asking for people to donate in Sarah's memory, and all the donations go to Baltimore Humane Society to help for the care of our animals. The family decided also that they would create a walk to remember Sarah around her birthday, because her birthday was in May. The walk is this Saturday, May 17th.
Okay.
It is at 11 a.m. at Sandy Mount Park in Finksburg.
Okay.
You can register online on our website, or you can register that morning at beginning at 10 a.m. The walk is from 11 to 1.
Great. And again, more information on the website, BeMoreHumane.org. And that walk is taking place Saturday, May 17th at Sandy Mount Park in Finksburg.
Right. It's only $25 to register, and
great.
you can bring your dog.
Oh, perfect. Anytime you can bring the animals, it's going to be a good time.
And it's really like a 1-mile stroll. It's an
Yeah.
easy walk, so anybody can come, and the family would really, really appreciate it.
And so would
means
the
a lot
Humane
to them.
Society as well. Yeah.
Yes.
A team effort here.
Yes, it is. It is.
Well, Wendy, something else that we talked talked about the last time you came by that I thought was really interesting, but unfortunately we just kind of ran out of time and couldn't talk about it much more. The Pets for Patriots program. Let's talk about this a little bit.
Right. This is one that I just love to talk about. It's Pets for Patriots. We partnered with an organization that is called Pets for Patriots. It's a national organization. However, your local shelter has to join with them in order to offer the program. So when I found out about them, we joined up. We became a partner. And now any active military or veteran, it doesn't matter, either way, can come to us, adopt a pet for free.
Wow.
And get lifetime veterinary care for the pet that's discounted.
That's really great. And just
awesome.
That companionship, I'm sure, I know that's something that a lot of people talk about when they come back from being overseas or being on a tour of duty, is that sometimes they struggle to build that companionship again because they've gone through a very unique situation that not a lot of people can relate to. So being able to come to the Humane Society and, get an animal, get a pet that they can really, bond with and have that companionship, I'm sure it's huge for a lot of people.
Oh, it is. It is. And not only that, a lot of people are just, you talk to most people in the military, there's a lot of stress involved.
Sure.
And we know that animals can lower your heart rate and relax you. And when you talk to people who have adopted animals who are feeling stressed, they say they feel so much better with having their companion pet. So it's a definite advantage. It's also nice if they've got a family and let's say they get deployed, the family still has their pet with them in the meantime. There's just a lot of advantages. And of course, for vets who come home and people who are having all these different transitions, having an animal is just the best.
Well, Wendy, we've got a few more minutes left here. Why don't you talk about this Reading to the Animals program that you just started up?
Oh, this is a real fun one that we started. We are now having a program called Read to the Animals, and what that means is that a school group or an after-school group or whoever it might be, in this case, it is a group called Sweet Potato Kids, and this is an aftercare and pre-care program for kids in Randallstown. So their pre-K kids are coming to us once a month, and they are actually sitting down and reading to our animals.
Oh.
So we've got little kid chairs in the dog kennel and the cattery where the rabbits are, and the kids come in, they take a seat in front of whichever animal it happens to be, and they read to them.
I have to play devil's advocate here. Why is this so important?
Well, it's important on a lot of different levels
Okay.
for both the animals and the kids. For the animals, it's important because, number one, it's just that much more companionship while they're in the shelter. It's hard on the animals,
I bet.
and the more companionship they can get, the better it is for them. So they get that companionship and also exposure to young children, which is also a really good thing.
Didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yes, because they don't normally get that. And some of them have never been around young kids. So that's really helpful. And it relaxes them. They bark or get all excited when the kids first walk in. And then within 2 minutes, they're sitting there and they're like, oh, this is really nice.
Yeah.
And they sit there with the children.
That's really neat. Yeah.
For the children, it's a huge benefit. It helps them to practice their reading. And there have actually been studies done of children reading to animals. And over like a 10-week period, they improved by 30% with their reading skills. They say that that's because the animals are non-judgmental. So unlike a parent who's sitting there going, no, that's wrong, that's
Right.
wrong. No, try it again. The animal doesn't say anything. The children are completely relaxed, and they practice, and they're having fun doing it, and they feel good and important.
How crazy would it be if you were listening to a child read a book to, say, a dog, and if the child made a mistake, the dog would bark at them?
Right.
How does that dog know? This does sound like a really cool program, and now that I've heard you explain the benefits here, I think it makes perfect sense. And if you're interested in taking advantage of any of these programs and any of these wonderful services that's offered by the Baltimore Humane Society, you can find out more information about all of them at the website bemorehumane.org. That's BMORE humane.org. Wendy Goldband, we're pretty much up on our time here, but anything else you want to throw in there before we wrap this up?
I would like to say for the Read to the Animals program,
Sure.
if anybody has a school group or an aftercare group or even a scouting troop who would like to participate, they should just give me a call, and hopefully we can set something up for them to come regularly. It's really nice, and it also exposes the kids to understanding animals and being humane to animals.
And your contact information is on the website?
Yes, they can find me under the staff page.
Okay, great. Wendy Goldband, Director of Marketing and Public Relations for the Baltimore Humane Society. Again, the website where you can go to find out about the programs, the different things that are offered, and all the contact information is bemorehumane.org. Wendy, always a pleasure to have you here. Oh, wait.
Oh, I must say today is Mother's Day, and we have our Mother's Day special beginning today.
That's right.
In honor of all females, all our female pets are half off for the rest of the month.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you for throwing that in there. I totally forgot we talked about that. All right, again, BeMoreHumane.org is the website. Wendy, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you.
And please stick around because Maryland Today will return in just a moment.